Hi everyone, Charles with you here on a Friday evening. Cardinal Muller has made some new comments, and I'm going to read some of those to you. I know some of you are concerned about what he said, just a few days ago about the Pope and him not thinking that the Pope was a heretic. Some of you thought he's playing politics or concerned with his own position. But, I really don't think it's that simple. I really think that the Cardinal just doesn't have the kind of clarity that we do. Now, that might sound like a pretty inflated sort of statement, but, when it comes to God, people who are educated, well-informed, he doesn't always, pick those people to give clarity to. It's, the simple sort of people like you and I, the humble, the hidden people, but people who love Christ and, try to be as good a Catholic as they can be. So I really think he just doesn't have, he hasn't put all the pieces together yet. Now, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt here, and, because I really think that's really true. So, maybe you'll change your opinion for the better after I read this to you. All right, so he's had some comments to make about this, what the Pope's doing as far as raising the dicastery of evangelization and lowering the dicastery for the doctrine of the faith. In other words, putting evangelization over, doctrine. And I said before in the video where I talked about this, he's really got something up his sleeve here, because he's going to make some changes under the flag of the evangelization, and then he's going to, go in the back door and basically just change the doctrine, not officially because he can't do that, but, he'll just play with words and twist words and, do what he does best, to make it sound like it all makes a lot of sense. Well, according to Cardinal Muller, this doesn't make any sense at all. All right, so here I'm going to read some of this to you. However, the new proposed reform will place the CDF, which Muller led until 2017, at an even lower position in the order of priority of the Holy See's dicasteries. In other words, it had prior to this, it had already been degraded by previous popes, but now it's going down even further. Down below evangelization. Now below, a new super dicastery devoted to what will be called evangelization. Muller is blasting the plan for seeing evangelization, which is the practice of bringing the Catholic faith to non-Catholics, as a higher priority than the Catholic faith itself, whose integrity is protected by the CDF. Muller's concern about a Marxist foundation to the relationship between theory and praxis, which is the Greek word for practice, is a reference to the Marxist claim that ideological theory is created to justify the practice of revolution, which is an unquestionable premises that has primacy over any theory. In other words, you do what you want to do, and then you justify it later with the theory. In other words, you put the cart before the horse. Pope Francis, who appears to many to have been influenced by radical forms of Marxism, has been accused of embracing this view of theory and practice, which would reverse the order of priorities of the Church, placing the practice of evangelization above the integrity of the Catholic faith itself. The curial reform proposal, which is now under review and is expected to be approved on June 29th, was designed by Pope Francis's Council of Cardinal Advisors, formerly known as the C9, led by the scandal-plagued Cardinal Maradiaga. In an interview, so that's what he's got to say about this. So he really blasts this, as being totally absurd. And those of you who follow Dr. Taylor Marshall, he did the same thing. He said, this makes absolutely no sense. But even Dr. Marshall didn't get into this. He didn't expound on this being Marxist ideology. Maybe he will in a upcoming video or something, But Muller's got it right here. The cart before the horse is a Marxist foundational ideology, and it's ridiculous. It's just and he's doing this because he's gonna use this to do some who knows what. All right, so now he has something else to say about another topic here. In the interview, Cardinal Muller also referred to the German bishop's approach to the sex abuse crisis as crazy and absolutely false, for blaming the problem on priestly celibacy and lack of women priests, and defended Pope Emeritus Benedict's analysis of the crisis, calling its critique ideologues who indicate they haven't read the text in full. He also rejected proposals to ordain married men, which will be discussed at the upcoming, probably be more than discussed, at the upcoming Amazon Synod later this year, blaming the shortage of priests on a lack of proper preparation for their priestly vocation. So, Cardinal Muller's got good things to say here, so I'm still in his camp, I think he speaks more to the issues than a more popular traditional cardinal, which is Cardinal Sarah. Cardinal Sarah says good things, but, he doesn't address things directly like Muller does, or Bishop Snyder. Let's see here. Snyder
also had some good things to say. Let's see. Well, now Cardinal Burke is giving a talk at the, what is this? This is some kind of, the Rome Life Forum. He's talking about the one world government and how it's, it doesn't fit together with Christianity at all. So I read some of that. That's an interesting article. And let's see here. Here's another cardinal. Who's this guy here? One of the last two, which is one of the last two dubia cardinals. This is Brandmuller. Contraception has led to diabolical experiments on human life. So that's what he's talking about at the Rome Life Forum. And I think that's probably it. Cardinal, Bishop Schneider had something to say here. I don't see it. Well, here's an article from a real traditional priest. This guy's good here. I listened to his talks before. This is Father Linus Clovis. He's given a talk. Why Catholics must rely on Mary in the battle between the Church and the anti-Church, which is becoming more and more obvious each day. So he's a good one to, he's got some videos on YouTube there that are worth watching. Let me see if I can find Archbishop. No, I don't seem to, oh, here it is here. It's an illusion for Christians to seek peace with the world which rejects God. This is the last article here. That was just yesterday. It's been taken off the main page for some reason. Maybe because there's so much other news. That's what Bishop Schneider is talking about here. This is also at the Rome Life Forum. Yesterday he gave a talk on this. So, all this stuff from the Rome Life Forum, it's all good to read. The Hopelessness of the City of Man Without God is the name of this. Bishop Athanasius Schneider. Okay, well, you could read some of these articles if you want, but I'm glad to see Cardinal Muller speak up. It's just crazy what he's doing. It's just this Pope, or I don't know. I don't want to be disrespectful to the office. The world sees him as the Pope. I don't really think God sees him as the Pope at all. I don't know how you can have two popes at one time anyway. I don't think that's ever happened in church history. That's just, ridiculous. Well, anyway. All right, so that's that, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye.